Welcome to Non-Fiction Reviews. The Art of War is a renowned ancient Chinese military treatise that has influenced military strategy and tactics across the world for centuries. Written by Sun Tzu, a Chinese general, strategist, and philosopher, the book provides insights and guidelines on how to conduct warfare and win battles. However, the principles and strategies outlined in the book are applicable not only in warfare but also in various domains of life, such as business, politics, and sports. The book is composed of 13 chapters, each discussing a different aspect of warfare and how it can be applied to achieve victory. Laying plans. Sun Tzu emphasizes the importance of planning and preparation before going into battle. He argues that successful generals are those who are able to anticipate and prepare for all possible outcomes, rather than relying on brute force alone. Sun Tzu also stresses the need for flexibility and adaptability in the face of changing circumstances, and the importance of understanding oneself, one's enemy, and the terrain of the battlefield. Waging war. Sun Tzu discusses the various factors that contribute to victory in war, including the importance of leadership, the need for discipline and training, and the role of strategic and tactical planning. He also argues that in order to win a war, one must be able to both attack and defend effectively, and that the best way to defeat an enemy is to undermine their will to fight. Attack by stratagem. Sun Tzu discusses the various strategies and tactics that can be used to deceive and outmaneuver an enemy, including the use of spies, false information, and surprise attacks. He argues that the key to successful stratagems is to take advantage of an enemy's weaknesses and vulnerabilities, and to use one's own strengths to exploit these weaknesses. Tactical dispositions. Sun Tzu examines the importance of choosing the right tactical dispositions and formations for different types of terrain and situations. He argues that successful generals are those who are able to adapt their tactics to the specific circumstances of each battle, rather than relying on a fixed set of strategies and formations. Sun Tzu also stresses the importance of morale and discipline in battle, and the need to maintain unity and cohesion among one's troops. Use of energy. Sun Tzu discusses the importance of conserving one's own energy and resources while simultaneously draining those of the enemy. He argues that the most effective way to win a battle is to use one's resources in a targeted and strategic manner, rather than wasting them on meaningless or inefficient actions. Sun Tzu also stresses the need for speed and mobility in battle, and the importance of maintaining a clear and focused mind in the midst of chaos and confusion. Weaknesses and strengths. Sun Tzu discusses the concept of strengths and weaknesses. He says that all things have both strengths and weaknesses, and that it's important to understand and exploit them. He advises that one should attack their enemy where they are weak, and avoid their strengths. Sun Tzu also stresses the importance of understanding your own strengths and weaknesses, so you can use them to your advantage. Maneuvering. Sun Tzu states that in war, you must be flexible and able to adapt to changing circumstances. He says that a skilled general will know how to maneuver his troops to take advantage of the enemy's weaknesses, and to avoid their strengths. Sun Tzu also stresses the importance of understanding the terrain, and using it to your advantage. Variation in tactics. Sun Tzu talks about the importance of varying your tactics in war. He advises that a general should not use the same tactics over and over again, as the enemy will eventually figure them out and be able to counter them. Instead, he says that a good general will use a variety of tactics to keep the enemy off balance and to exploit their weaknesses. The army on the march. Sun Tzu stresses the importance of keeping your army well fed, well rested, and in good spirits. He advises that a general must move his troops quickly and efficiently, while also being mindful of their needs. Sun Tzu also warns against attacking an enemy who has a strong defensive position, as it will be difficult to overcome. Terrain. Sun Tzu advises that a general should always be mindful of the terrain, and use it to his advantage. He says that a good general will choose the battlefield carefully, and use the terrain to protect his troops and to attack the enemy. Sun Tzu also discusses the importance of understanding the climate and weather conditions, and how they can affect the outcome of a battle. The 9 situations. Sun Tzu discusses the different situations that arise in battle, and the appropriate response to each. He identifies 9 situations that a commander might find themselves in, ranging from ground that is easily accessible to ground that is virtually impregnable. Sun Tzu advises commanders to always be aware of their surroundings and to adapt their strategies to the situation at hand. The attack by fire. Sun Tzu advises commanders to use fire to create confusion among the enemy, to set their camps and stores alight, and to use fire as a weapon to destroy the enemy's equipment and supplies. The use of spies. Sun Tzu stresses the importance of intelligence gathering in warfare. He advises commanders to use spies to obtain information about the enemy's strengths and weaknesses, as well as their plans and intentions. Sun Tzu also cautions that spies must be carefully chosen and properly trained, and that their loyalty must always be in question. In final parts of the book, Sun Tzu emphasizes the importance of careful planning and preparation before going into battle. He advises commanders to choose their battles wisely, to be aware of their own strengths and weaknesses, and to always seek to understand the enemy's strengths and weaknesses. Sun Tzu concludes by stating that the ultimate goal of warfare is to achieve victory without ever having to fight. One of the key themes of the book is the importance of knowing oneself and one's enemy. Sun Tzu argues that only by understanding oneself and one's strengths and weaknesses can a commander hope to devise a successful strategy. Similarly, only by understanding the enemy and their strengths and weaknesses can a commander hope to anticipate their moves and gain the advantage. Another important theme is the idea of deception. Sun Tzu argues that in war, deception is essential, and that commanders should always seek to mislead their enemies and keep them guessing. He suggests using tactics such as feints, decoys, and ambushes to catch the enemy off guard and gain the upper hand. Sun Tzu also stresses the importance of flexibility and adaptability in war. He argues that a commander must be able to change tactics and adjust their strategy as the situation on the battlefield evolves. He suggests that commanders should always be open to new ideas and should be willing to experiment with different approaches until they find what works best. One of the most famous ideas from The Art of War is the concept of winning without fighting. Sun Tzu argues that the ultimate goal of warfare is not simply to defeat the enemy in battle, but to achieve victory with as little bloodshed and destruction as possible. He suggests that the most effective way to do this is by using diplomacy, intelligence gathering, and other non-military means to weaken the enemy and force them to surrender without resorting to violence. The Art of War emphasizes the importance of leadership in war. Sun Tzu argues that a commander must be able to inspire their troops and earn their respect and loyalty. He suggests that a good commander should lead by example, and should be willing to share the hardships and dangers of battle with their troops. Overall, The Art of War remains a timeless classic and a valuable resource for anyone interested in strategy and leadership, whether in business, politics, or warfare. Its teachings continue to be studied and applied around the world, and its insights into the nature of conflict and human behavior remain as relevant today as they were over 2,000 years ago. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more content on non-fiction. Let us know in the comments what other non-fiction books you like to see on our channel.